My name is Ruby. I am 14 years old. In my house, my father Hubert and my mother Belly live with me. Even though I am there, my parents wanted a son. Because they wanted a boy, they ignore me. My mother does not love me properly because she wished for a son. My mother decided that she would adopt a baby boy. My father agreed with her decision. Soon, they adopted a child from an orphanage and named him Smith. After Smith came home, my mother ignored me even more than before. All her attention was on him. She hardly looked at me at all. Whenever my parents went anywhere, they always took Smith with them, while I stayed alone at home. In my own house, I began to feel like a stranger. Many days passed like this. My mother, father, and Smith lived happily together. Smith did not like me at all, and my mother never allowed him to spend time with me. I felt deeply hurt. Every day passed with tears in my eyes and pain in my heart. I often wondered how a mother could treat her own child this way. Whenever I saw other girls being loved and cared for by their mothers, it hurt me even more. I kept asking myself, why is this happening to me? If my parents did not want me, then why did they give birth to me? And with those questions, I carried my silent sadness alone. Many times, I think about running away from home. I imagine going to a faraway place where I would live all alone, where I know no one, and no one knows me. A place where it would be just me by myself. But I can never leave, because no matter how they treat me, I still love my mother and father very much. They may not love me the way I wish they did, but my heart still belongs to them. And whenever I think of going away, my love for them stops me. So slowly, I forget the thought of leaving and stay. One day, Smith came to me and said, "Sister, you are very good, but why don't Mom and Dad love you?" I had no answer to his question. I stayed silent. He kept talking, and I quietly listened. From his words, I slowly understood something disturbing behind my parents' love and trust. He was doing many wrong things. He was poisoning their trust in small, clever ways. There was a strange cunning in the way he spoke. Some of the things he said made me feel afraid. That day, I decided something. I would keep an eye on Smith. I would watch what he does, what he says. I would find out the truth. Because of all the love and blind support from my parents, Smith began to change. He grew arrogant and careless. He no longer respected anyone or listened to advice. Even when father scolded him for doing something wrong, mother would still defend him. To her, he was always the perfect son. But I no longer believed in that image of him. As he grew older, I started seeing his true nature, his bad habits, his selfishness, the darkness in his behavior. The things I could clearly see were the very things my mother refused to notice. And that frightened me more than anything else. Smith was completely drowned in fun and luxury, using father's money. Father scolded him many times, but mother never said a word against him. To her, Smith could do no wrong. One day, he crossed every limit. For the sake of his pleasures, Smith sneaked into our parents' bedroom and stole money from them. I saw everything. I couldn't stay silent. I confronted him immediately. My shouting woke father and mother. They rushed out of their room. And then, Smith began to cry. Through fake tears, he accused me. He told them I was the one stealing, that he had caught me in the act. His voice trembled. His face looked innocent. He played his role perfectly. I stood there shocked. I had no proof, no evidence, nothing to defend myself. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. Smith was not just careless or spoiled. He was dangerous. Finally, I made a decision. I would not spare Smith. I would teach him a lesson. A few days later, he brought some documents home and kept them in his room. He told mother they were college papers that needed father's signature. But something didn't feel right. My instincts refused to believe him. I kept thinking about how I could read those papers. Then I got my chance. Smith stepped out for a while. I quietly entered his room and opened the documents. What I read made the ground slip beneath my feet. They were property papers. He was planning to transfer our house, our business, everything into his own name. Just then, I heard him returning. I quickly put the papers back and rushed out of the room. He didn't see me. My mother took those papers to father and asked him to sign them. Father wanted to read them first, but mother stopped him. She insisted there was no need to read. They were just college documents. Trusting her, father signed without checking. As he signed, Smith stood near the door, smiling, a slow, quiet, victorious smile. From that smile alone, I understood everything. The moment mother handed him the signed papers, his eyes lit up with satisfaction. He quickly kept the documents in his room and then left the house, almost unable to hide his excitement. and I knew something terrible had just happened. He returned home with a lawyer and the police. The moment he entered, he loudly called out to father and mother. They rushed outside, shocked to see strangers in uniform standing in their own house. Father, confused, asked the police officer, "Is there any problem? Why are you here?" Before the officer could answer, Smith laughed. "I called them," he said calmly. "From today, this house and all the business are in my name. Everything legally belongs to me now." His voice turned cold, through tears. She cried, "Son, I brought you from an orphanage and raised you as my own. I ignored every mistake you made. I fulfilled your every wish, just to have a son. I neglected my own daughter. I overlooked her, treated her unfairly. Yet she never once complained. And today, you're telling us to leave this house." She kept speaking, her voice shaking with regret and heartbreak. As I listened, something inside me shifted. For the first time, I felt the bitterness in her heart toward me fading away. And quietly, deep within myself, I felt a strange sense of relief. I couldn't control myself anymore. I ran to my mother, held her tightly, and said, "Mom, this is our house. No one can throw us out." Smith laughed. "I already got the papers signed," he said coldly. "This house and the business are legally mine now. Leave quietly, or I'll ask the police to remove you." That was enough. "Stop it, Smith," I shouted. "Do you really think you could transfer everything to your name and I would just watch?" His smile faded. "Why don't you read those papers carefully?" I said, "After you left that day, I changed them. I made father sign the real documents." He stared at me, confused. "The papers now say," I continued, my voice steady, "that the boy brought from the orphanage will be sent back." Smith's face went white as he read the papers again. His confidence vanished. The lawyer confirmed it. The documents were legal. The property and business were safe. His plan had failed. Father looked at him with deep disappointment. "We gave you love and trust. You tried to destroy us." Mother's blind affection was gone. "You betrayed this family," she said quietly. For the first time, Smith had nothing to say. That day, he walked out of the house not as the owner, but as someone who lost everything. And for the first time, my parents looked at me with true love and respect.